Welcome to the most disliked show on YouTube.
Great name, yeah, I love it. And then we don't need to talk to him. He looks like your accountant or something.
He does have an accountant look.
This is great. It's great to be here, Anthony.
Yes, Artie Lange is on assignment. Artie is on, what do they call it? Sabbatical? Assignment? Rest and relaxation?
Yeah, we did see Artie this weekend, and look, everyone saw the picture that was out there. It was in the news. We spoke with him. We saw him, and he's got to take care of some medical stuff.
Yeah.
And it's a necessity that he does that. And Anthony and I spoke about it yesterday, and we spoke with Artie and Dan, and he's gonna take this weekend. He's got to get himself together.
Yeah. It's reached critical proportions here. Yeah. It's gotten like, we saw the picture over the weekend. Yeah. I didn't even think it was a picture of him from now. I thought it was like,
right.
At first I'm like, is that Photoshopped?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Just to clarify.
So I guess Arthur Quitter had a situation. He tweeted a photo of himself, and it had his nose. You saw your photo, just was extremely swollen. It actually started going into his cheeks even. There was swelling in his cheeks. His nose was so swollen. And, it's crazy because he just keeps going back. And I understand wanting to do drugs, but you kind of have to, pick and choose your battles. I think he's just been relentlessly doing drugs since his Direct TV show when he fell off the wagon. When the Direct TV show was canceled, I think it was canceled because he had a relapse. That situation in Detroit, the word was that it was a diabetic seizure or something. I think it was drug-related, and I think the executives at DirecTV got wind of it, and that's why he lost that show. But it's strange at his age that he wants to keep doing it. I can understand wanting to do it every once in a while, but with me and drinking, I'll drink a couple drinks and then I'll just stop. Whereas when I was in my 20s, I wanted to just keep going. Maybe because he has this superhuman brain and he can do more damage to it, so he has more leeway or something. The other thing about it, it's amazing that he does the comedy that he does, because drug use, you get depressed. You're changing the chemistry of your brain. You're messing with dopamine levels, serotonin levels, and I don't know how he could. Maybe he just does it robotically, it's a math equation. That could be the case, because a lot of times when you see Artie make a joke, he doesn't even laugh, or he just still has kind of this depressed look on his face. But what a talent! I was thinking about canceling my subscription. I think it's around $10 a month. That's a little high. I don't think they realize what it's like for the working poor out here in the United States. That's a little high to pay for that. And I do like Anthony Cumia. He's a very smart person, and I do like listening to him. And he's one of the few people that can almost keep up with Artie. That's not a knock on him. Artie has a very unique talent, and I think maybe the only funnier person than him is Norm Macdonald. They're very close. I think they're the two funniest people in the country that I've seen. Brian Regan was on that show, and as funny as he is, as great as his stand-up is, that's prepared material. And Artie was, it's not a competition, but Artie was, it was a home game for Artie. It was in their studio, but he was really funnier than Brian Regan with the off-the-cuff remarks. And that's not a knock on him. It's not a competition, but So I was thinking about canceling, but then Anthony Cumia started talking about Bitcoin, that's interesting to me because I gamble on Bovada, and a year ago I started having difficulty depositing. They wouldn't let me deposit. This is an offshore betting site, and they started pushing me. If you do Bitcoin, it's easier to deposit and withdraw your cash. And I tried a billion different virtual wallets, and because I have an iPod Touch, I don't have a phone, I could never get it to where I could actually, make it work. So I just stopped altogether. And but a couple days ago, I said, okay, I'm going to give this one more try, and it worked. I just had them send a verification code to my wife's phone, so I was able to. But I could have been doing this a year ago. I knew about Bitcoin many years ago when it was in the news about the Silk Road site, the site where you could buy drugs, etc. So that captured my attention a little bit because I just recently made a withdrawal from Bovada and had to use Bitcoin. So they found that. Oh, also with that, they're like, oh, well, it keeps going up and down. The whole reason why I don't know anything about the markets and stocks and bonds and all that trading. I don't know anything about it. But what I do know is the reason why it's like so volatile. They're like, why is it so volatile? It's because it was inflated by gamblers, just people like me, and they need the cash. So, they're just selling it. Because they need the money, so they're okay. I've got to sell it, even though was going up, and the people. That's what initially inflated it. I guarantee you, Bovada gets over 1 million customers a day. They have a lot of customers, and I'm sure other sites are doing it also. And I think that's what caused it to go up initially. And then the stock people, the traders, they jumped on it, but they're like, oh, it has this crazy swings. Well, that's just gamblers. They need to, they don't have money because they're losing at gambling, so they have to sell that. That's my theory, and I think it's accurate. Thank you so much for watching this. All right, this is my annual fundraising drive. Now, if you enjoy the content here, chip in $1, just $1. That's all I ask. $1. You can give whatever you want, but please do $1. Is it fair? Is it fair that guys like Charlie Rose get money but not me? Let me quit this job.
Contribute on the About screen of the channel by clicking on the PayPal button. Please remember to subscribe and hit the dislike button at the bottom of the page.